listening to Cosmic Cousins Soul-Centered Astrology. For ground in that ass, from all the New Age sass. I am your host, Jeff Henshaw. Cosmic Cousins, the Astrology of Now, is a podcast that is dedicated to honoring the interconnectedness of our universal family through embodied health, self-discovery, and deeper learning. Hey, Cosmic Cousins. I am sending you so much love right now, and if you tune into the show regularly, you know that this is a special episode because normally I release episodes on the new and the full moon, and here we find ourselves here at the last quarter moon in Sagittarius. Transiting moon in Sagittarius is currently conjunct my natal Saturn in Sagittarius, and I am stepping up to the plate in a very Saturnian way to be a leader here right now at this time, as we are, many of us in the world, particularly in the United States, because I know that's where a lot of you who tune in live, we are being asked to stay at home because of the coronavirus. So I am here for you at this time, and you might have heard in the introduction that I said this is the astrology of now, because I am going to be making some shifts with the podcast. I will be releasing episodes a little bit more regularly. They might not be at the new and the full moon. They might be more often. It's going to be a little bit more flowing, but I am here dedicated to be of service to you in this way. I'm honored to be here with you all, and I have a lot of juicy astrological information for you right now that I hope will in some ways bring some peace of mind and deeper self-discovery, deeper tuning into your heart. So, first things first, you may know last week on the show when it was the Virgo full moon, Virgo, right, is illuminating health of the body, mind, and spirit. And it was opposition to Sun and Neptune in Pisces, which is a transit that is about fear and paranoia in a lower form, and in a higher form it is a opportunity to allow the fog around you to bring you internally. And so we'll talk about that more on this week's episode, but for now what I want to introduce you to, and maybe you already are introduced to this, but what I want to introduce into this episode is the nodes of fate. So the nodes of fate are not planets, but they represent the eclipse axis. So it represents the eclipse seasons. So this past year and a half, we've had North Node in Cancer, South Node in Capricorn. So what this means, North Node is the invitation, the fateful realignment of the direction that we're being called to go towards. And so Cancer North Node, for the last year and a half, we've been invited in a very fateful way to come back to home, to come back to family, to mother, to self-care, to aligning with the rhythms of our intuition and aligning with the rhythms of the moon. Cancer North Node and Frida Kahlo, right? Our Queen of Cancer, honoring our ancestors, being very intuitive in the way that we channel our grief into beauty, to honor the matriarchy. This is the invitation for us for the last year and a half. Currently, right now, Cancer North Node is at the 4th degree, moves in retrograde, and so we're coming towards the 3rd, the 2nd, the 1st, and the 0 degree of Cancer, so we are culminating the lesson of Cancer North Node, and I think we're feeling it. We're being invited home, to the heart. So Cancer rules over the breast, the rib cage, and the belly. So you can take some deep nourishing inhales into these parts of your body and giving yourself a hug. I feel like when I put my right hand on my left rib cage and my left hand on my right rib cage, it's like I'm giving myself a little hug here. And so I'm giving you a hug right now too. Capricorn South Node, it will always be on the opposite side of the wheel. So Capricorn South Node is at the 4th degree currently. So over the last year and a half, we've been releasing in a very fateful way, in a very karmic way, Capricorn themes. This is a deep release to patriarchal constructs. This is a deep release around themes of the environment, right? Capricorn's collective earth. This is releasing things with dad, with authority, with your career. And so right now, we see that people are leaving their jobs and working at home, or being at home, taking care of their health, taking care of their family. So those are the nodes of fate, and they're going to be like that until May. And then in May, the nodes of fate always go in retrograde motion. We'll have South Node in Sagittarius, North Node in Gemini. So it's a little foreshadowing of what's to come. We can feel it coming, but starting in May, it'll be a year and a half of releasing things in the world. Sagittarius, releasing world travel. So we're not going to other countries for the next year and a half. That is not the invitation. We're also not falling into outdated patterns that we might have around being a know-it-all. Sagittarius in a low form. We're releasing, because South Node is going to often reflect to us the lower form of that astrological sign. And so we're releasing our philosophies. We're releasing our fixed ideals on religion. Sagittarius is world religions. So anyone who feels like they know how the world works, we're going to be releasing that because we don't know. We're learning together. And the way that we learn together is by going towards the North Node in Gemini. So starting in May, a year and a half, we're going towards our neighbors. Sagittarius, world travel. Gemini, the polar sign, is about your immediate surroundings. Talking to people that are close to you. Calling your friend on the phone. Calling your sibling. Gemini is also sibling energy. So healing things with siblings, cousins, neighbors. Gemini is also about communication. So Sagittarius, we're releasing the need to study. And instead, Gemini says, I want you to write everything that you know and share it, communicate it. And that communication is often coming through duality. Gemini is about duality. So it is integration between the shadow self and the light self. The parts of you that you keep hidden and the parts of you that you share with the world, we're now building a bridge between them. Whatever you've been keeping inside, now is the time to speak it through the throat. Vajudu is a Sanskrit word for the throat. It means purification. So speaking to bring purification. Gemini is the divine healer through words, the divine communicator. So I'm offering you that now because I'm already kind of feeling the shift towards the Gemini North Node while we're here also in the North Node in Cancer, because we're starting to get into the cusp energy. North Node at the 4th degree. So all of this is here for you. I'm going to be communicating a lot more North Node and Gemini with you all. And I encourage you to do the same. So, little updates for you. Since I am shape-shifting a little bit, right? Gemini, mutable air. I'm going to be offering videos online. I've never done this before. My Aquarius wants to be behind the scenes on a podcast. But I have cultivated a lot of relationships on Instagram in the community. So if you are on Instagram, I've posted 2 videos already. The first one is talking about Saturn in Aquarius, which I'm going to play for you today on the show, just the audio, right? And then the second video is on the Sagittarius Moon, the last quarter moon phase, which I'm also going to play that today too. And then I offer some somatic exercises because right now we really do need to be moving our body. Sagittarius Moon is reminding us of that. So they're light somatic exercises through the lens of the chakra system for embodied health. So if you would like a visual along with the audio that you'll hear on the podcast today, check out the Instagram cosmic.cousins. I'll put a link in the show notes. But also, if you're not on Instagram, you can still go to instagram.com/cosmiccousins, cosmic.cousins, and you can watch the videos. I'm pretty sure you don't need an account. I think you can just go to the website. So I'll put a link in the show notes. And I'm also currently, I'm uploading it to YouTube right now, too. It's taken a little long because you might remember that I just mysteriously decided to come to Northern California at the beginning of the month. March 1st, I came up to Northern California. I'm renting an artist studio in the woods. And at the time, I thought I was coming to write. I thought I was coming to work on the Zodiac Queen's book. That's not why I'm here right now. I'm here because I need this sacred space away from the city to be more of support for you. And so in whatever way that I can be of support for you, let me know. And I am happy to hear from you because I believe that at this time, we really need to talk with each other. We really need to communicate with each other. And so you'll hear in a moment, I'll talk about the invitation of Saturn in Aquarius, and I'll continue to talk about that with you. So yeah, right now the YouTube video is at 49%. 22 minutes left on that first video. So I'm uploading them slowly. The internet here is kind of slow. And, slowly but surely, Saturn in Aquarius, right? We could be expecting some obstacles, Saturn, with the internet. Saturn moves into Aquarius on March 21st. Okay, so I've got the videos on Instagram and YouTube, and I also have some really good news. I had a really nice note that someone wrote in that asked me to put the podcast on Spotify, which I've been meaning to do. And I finally took the time out to figure out how to put this on Spotify. So if you are a Spotify listener, it just got approved tonight. So you should be able to listen on there too. Also during this time, as many of us are being asked to stay at home and take care of ourselves, I will be offering some discounts on astrology readings. Because I know that money could be really tight for some people right now. So I'm going to be putting out a discount code in my newsletter that I'll be sending out. And so if you would like to have a discount on a reading, please sign up for the newsletter. There's a link in the show notes, and you can you'll see I'll send out a newsletter on Monday, which is, I'm recording this on Sunday, March 15th. On Monday, March 16th, I'll send out a newsletter. And then if you missed that one, I'll be sending out a newsletter soon with a discount code. And that way I would be honored to hold space for you at this time. Okay, so that's all the announcements I have right now. And so now I'm going to play you the audio to the first video that I recorded, Astrology of Now, Saturn in Aquarius. And so let's tune into that now. It is the age of Aquarius. After all... Oh my goddess. Can you believe? How's it going out there? I'm coming on here today to say hey to everyone and to send you a little bit of love. Saturn enters Aquarius on March 21st. Those of you in the astrology community have known that this has been coming. Saturn is the planet of adulting, of responsibility. So right now we're being called to take responsibility for humanity. We're feeling it. It's coming. We're also being asked to step up to the plate of our higher self, Saturn, in relationship to the community. So right now we have this meditation that is upon us. And this is the shift that's happening right as we move into Aries season. But before we get there, we're still in the depth of the ocean that is Pisces. And so this is a time for us to really utilize the energy of prayer and universal compassion. Pisces, the deep well, the deep empathy, allowing us ourselves to fully feel and channeling that emotion through a devotional prayer for peace. And so even if just for today, as we're in this third quarter moon is in Sagittarius, intuitive understanding of the world at large, Sagittarius Moon, is squaring Pisces, right? Conscious awareness of our emotion, of universal compassion. It's the third quarter moon, so this is a time where we are closing everything up. We are finishing everything up from this previous cycle, breaking things down, reevaluating, and that is all to prepare us for the waning crescent, which is a time where we are slowing down, going within, making space for our breath, making space for our body. And so whatever it is that you're moving through today at this time, getting things in order so that the end of this Pisces season, we can really go in and do the work. And that work is internal. And so as we move into Capricorn Moon, which will be, I think it starts on Sunday. Was that tomorrow? I'm a little mixed up with all the days right now. Sunday or Monday. I have my ephemeris here. I'm going to pull it out. But as the moon goes into Capricorn, the moon is going to be transiting Mars in Capricorn, Jupiter in Capricorn, Saturn, and Pluto. So we're going to have a lot come up from the surface around these themes. And then on March 18th, Jupiter and Pluto meet in the sky for the first of 3 times this year. Jupiter is expansion. Pluto is the underworld. So the expansion of the underworld in relationship to our government, Capricorn, and the environment. So this is a time for us to really go internal and to utilize the power of prayer, but also utilize the power of music and singing. And as we enter Saturn and Aquarius, it's also a time for us to recommit to community. And I just witnessed a beautiful moment that was posted. Aaron Aquarian posted, Full-Time Witch posted a video of people in Italy that have been quarantined, and they're all out on their balconies and they are doing a concert with each other and just singing. So right now, I have been really connected to a lot of people. I've been on the phone like all day. It's been so nice to be able to connect. Right now, I'm actually, on March 1st, I came up to the woods in Northern California. I was called up here to work on my book, and now I'm starting to see the deeper importance of me being here kind of away so that I can be more of support for you. I'm an Aquarius Sun, Aquarius rising, so the Saturn transit is going to be, really activating my rising potential to step up into my authority, Saturn. And so right now, this is the first video I've ever done. So I'm planning on doing more videos, perhaps astro updates as we move through this energy, maybe a little bit of meditation for embodied health, all the goods. So if you're interested in staying in touch with me at this time, I'm going to be offering deep discounts on readings. I'm going to be offering free guided meditations. And you can sign up for my newsletter. There is a link in the bio, and I am here to support you all. And so if there's any way that you think that I can be a better support for you at this time, let me know, because I'm here for you. So here we see it's March 2020. I like to itch my nose when I get nervous, so I keep feeling this need to itch my nose. But, it's interesting because right now we're being told not to touch our face. And I just want to say that it is okay for you to touch yourself. It's okay for you to touch your body. Make sure you're washing your hands, yes. And as you wash your hands, acknowledge that they're an extension of the heart. But also, it's safe for us to touch ourselves. So I just want to remind, if anyone needs to hear that, I just want to remind you of that. So the moon moves into Capricorn on March 16th in the evening. And so today is March 14th. So that's Monday. And then is there March 18th, and then the moon moves into Aquarius on March 19th. And so as the moon shifts into Aquarius, then we become deeply aware of humanity, deeply aware of the power that we hold to expand our consciousness through the power of collective intention. And so as we're going into this waning phase, Capricorn moon, Aquarius moon, Pisces moon. This is the end of the cycle, and this is the only time that it really happens because we're going into Aries season, and we'll have the Aries new moon that will be on March 24th. And this is a very powerful Aries new moon because it will be at the same degree, the 4th degree, hanging out with Chiron and Black Moon Lilith in Aries. Chiron is the planet of the wounded healer. Right now, we are all healing as individuals. We're healing our birthrights, what it is that we came to this planet to do, acknowledging the power that our ancestors hold in this is so important too, because the people that came before us to carve out a path led us to a moment of individuation that we have here now. And so it's also about calling upon the strength of those that came before us to usher in the new, whatever that may be. And so Black Moon Lilith is here too. This is the placement of the wild parts of ourself that have been repressed by our modern patriarchal society. So as we come up to the Aries new moon, there is going to be a lot of wild energy. People are going to be feeling a little bit more primal, and there's going to be wounds. And so it is a time for us to really reconnect with the soul growth of Aries, which is to be an embodiment of your right to be here on this planet. And so we know that this is coming, but we also know that we're still here at the tail end of Pisces. And so right now, it's not as much about taking action as it is about quieting the mind to reconnect with your seat within yourself, the soul. So I'm here to remind you of that, and I hope in some ways this is helping you navigate these times. I know for me, astrology is a really powerful tool for me to make sense of this world that we live in, and to also allow for, I'm like picturing like walls of a canal, allowing my thoughts to have a constructive form to flow through. And astrology is connected to Aquarius, and astrology is going to be a really important tool for us as Saturn enters Aquarius, as Jupiter enters Aquarius in 2021, and as Pluto enters Aquarius in 2022. So astrology is a vocabulary that gives us an objective perspective of the situation so that we can realign with a more higher and uniting truth. And it's my hopes that in some way that this is offering you that right now. Aquarius rules over the nervous system, so let's take a moment to tune into the nervous system. And so you can allow yourself to get into your body. You can roll the shoulders up towards the ears and then down. Breathing into the nervous system, sending love here. And then exhale. It's safe for you to feel your emotions. It's safe for you to feel your emotions. Say that to yourself. It's safe for me to feel my emotions. Whoever needs to hear that right now, breathe that into the body and notice what parts of yourself are resistant to feeling that, to believing that. It's not something that our culture teaches us, but it is safe for you to feel your emotions. Particularly at this time, it's really important. I particularly have been feeling it right in the morning when I wake up. I woke up this morning and my heart was just aching. And right now, we're working on a project called Zodiac Emoji, and the blue heart emoji came out of nowhere. It's been the lowest scoring emoji, and it looks like it might win Pisces emoji. The blue heart. Connect to your heart. Feel into the color of blue here. It's safe for me to feel my sadness. It's safe for me to feel my grief. Even if you don't feel like that's true, just tell yourself that right now and notice what it brings up. My emotions support me and meet my needs. My emotions support me and meet my needs. Breathing that into the body, breathing light into the body. Feeling yourself surrounded by darkness, but also by light. The duality of these two. The darkness of where you came from. The darkness of your deeper knowings. The light of your higher self and of peace. These are the columns of the High Priestess that we are being asked to sit between. I pulled a card earlier today, And I thought I was pulling it for my friend, but when I saw it, I realized it's for everyone. So here it is. It's the High Priestess. How are you embodying her today? And so I'll leave you with that. I'm safe and protected by my emotions. My emotions support me and meet my needs. If this was helpful to you, comment below, let me know. If you are interested in following my work, my name is Jeff Henshaw. I am an astrologer, a teacher, and a healer, and also a poet too. So thank you for being here. I love you all, and send this to anyone that you think might benefit from it. astrologycousins.com if you would like the support of a reading right now. This would be a very powerful time to do so. I'll be sending out a newsletter that is going to have a discount code for readings for at least through the end of March. And anything else? I have a workshop coming up on Black Moon Lilith. And I just cannot believe the timing of this. It's released on the Aries new moon. It's a download. So it'll be about, I said it was 90 minutes. It's going to be about 2 hours. Let's be honest. I got a lot of information to share with you. We're going to talk about Black Moon Lilith's 9-year cycle. She just entered Aries at the end of January, right after the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn. And I will go through Black Moon Lilith through each of the 12 signs and talk about what that invitation is for embodiment on how to unlock the queer witch in your chart. I'm learning a lot. I've been really spending a lot of time on this. I was supposed to be working on that today, but I'm taking a break to be of service to humanity at this time. So, take sweet care, cousins, and remember, deep breaths. Okay, well that was my first video that I ever published, and so I know the audio is a little bit different than the audio that I'm recording right now, so sorry for that, but I hope in some way that was helpful for you. Before we go into the audio to the second video, where I talk about the Sagittarius last quarter moon, we have an offering from someone in our community, and this is from my dear friend Petals. You've probably called me I've called him Petals before, but he also goes by Alex, which is his birth name. And he was on the Virgo panel about 1.5 years ago. And Petals plays the piano bass and has also been deepening his practice with devotional prayer and chanting. Petals is a Virgo sun, Gemini moon, Gemini rising, a reverent little human, Virgo sun, in his neighbor's backyard, Gemini moon, delivering messages from divine, Gemini rising. And that's exactly what he does through his life and work. So at this time, we're going to listen to a chant from Petals.
So this is a chant I'd like to share with you called Har Hare Hari. It's a very simple chant. It's only 5 words. Har Hare Hari, Wahe Guru. And just to quickly break it down, Har is represented as the seed of creation. Hare is the flow of creation. Hari is the completion. And Waheguru is it's an exaltation. It's a way of praising God. Waheguru, praise be. And so with this chant, it is said to help with writer's block. It invokes that spark of creation that pushes us through stagnation or uncomfortable moments like we're in right now. And so it goes like this. Har Hare Hari Waheguru Har Hare Hari Waheguru Har Hare Hari Waheguru Har Hare Hari Waheguru Har Hare Hari Waheguru. Har Hare Hari. 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 Waheguru.
That was gorgeous. Thank you so much, Petals, for offering your voice to us all in that beautiful Gemini rising way. If you are interested in learning more about Alex, aka Petals, and his offerings, you can find him on Instagram at Earth to Alex. And Alex will be hosting a kirtan online sometime this week, I believe so. But is calling it Queerton. So it is a safe space for anyone in the queer community or allies to partake in devotional chant. And I'm pretty sure I'll be there. So if you'd like to learn more, you can reach out to Alex, Earth to Alex on Instagram. I'll put a link in the show notes. And so at this time, also I'd like to just put this out there. If there are any musicians that listen to the show that would like to have their voice heard, just send me an email, send me a link to your stuff if you have it downloaded online, if it's on Spotify or whatever, and we'll see if we can get it put on the show. I think at this time it is a great time for all of us to be sharing in community. And along with those lines of community, I saw that Erin Aquarian, the full-time witch, said that she will be leading a prayer. So full-time witch on Instagram, I will, right here, if I host a free live prayer meditation group tomorrow or later this week, would you come? Yes, 100%. So full-time witch, I'll put a link to her on Instagram as well. And also, my dear friend Diana is going to be hosting a fairy gathering. Let's go to Diana's Instagram and see what's going on there. Diana is a Akashic Records practitioner and is also studying to lead Akashic trainings, and is an intuitive, is extremely intuitive, and has a Pisces moon with a Virgo sun. So is that polarity axis that we're in right now? And my internet's not working right now, so I can't look at Diana's Instagram. But Dee is offering a fairy gathering to explore your inner fairy. And so I'll put a link to Dee's Instagram too. And you can check that out if that is something, if you work with the fairy realms and that's something that you would like to do at this time. And I think I'll be attending that too. I think I'll be attending all three of those things that I just mentioned. So maybe we can connect online. Saturn in Aquarius. Okay, so this next video is going to talk about the moon in Sagittarius. And I realize by the time that you listen to this, the moon might not be in Sagittarius anymore, and that's okay. Just know that whatever message is coming through is meant for you in whatever time or space that you are in. And so we'll tune into video number 2 right now. And also there towards the end, there's some somatic exercises. So if you want the visual, go to Instagram or YouTube and you can check that out. So let's tune into that now. Hello out there. We're back. Video number 2. I had a big response from you all yesterday. And so I'm going to continue to make these videos as long as they seem to be supporting you and the community. So I'm calling this the Astrology of Now with Cosmic Cousins. My name is Jeff Hinshaw. I am an astrologer, a soul-centered astrologer, a teacher, a healer, a poet, and I offer spiritual support in times of need. So here we are. The moon is in Sagittarius, and I pulled a card for us this morning, and the card that we got is Temperance. Take a look at this card and notice what you might see right now. Where is your eye naturally gravitating towards? This is a symbol for you. So Temperance, I've been sitting here. A big part of my tarot practice is when I pull a card, I sit and I have tea and listen. And so Temperance has some big messages for us. Temperance, yes, it's this angelic energy that comes in. But Temperance is not necessarily calm. Although she might appear to be, she's very fiery in nature. You can see these fiery red wings. So right now there are a lot of angels, spirits around us, and they're gonna get louder. If you're not really dropping in and listening, it's gonna start to get a little bit more fiery. Okay, especially here as we are in Sagittarius Moon and as we're starting to go into Aries season. And this isn't necessarily like an outward fire, right? This is more internal here. And so I think it's interesting that we pulled a card this morning that is connecting us to the soul growth potential of the moon. Because right now, many of us are being invited to stay at home. And when we're at home, we are in the realm of the moon. Moon is about your home, your health, the wisdom of your body, the wisdom that you carry within yourself to naturally move in these natural cycles. And the culture that we find ourselves in is so solar, so outward, so like passionate and ambitious. And so right now we're invited to come back in, to connect to the moon. And so during these times is really finding comfort in the energy of the moon. So Sagittarius is about world travel, and I reached out to a friend that lives in India right now just to see what was going on there. And he lives at Amma's ashram, and Amma's ashram is closed down. Amma's not allowed to go hug people right now. But what he did say that I found interesting, that I think might be interesting for many of you who are listening or in the United States, is that he said, people in the US are freaking out right now. I talked to people in other places and they're not as like spiraling with fear. This is interesting. The card that comes before Temperance is death. We can't get to Temperance until we move through that energy of death. And so when we have fear, it's often our ego that's holding on for dear life, holding on for whatever reasons, right? So it's like tuning in to what parts of you are fear, what parts of you are fear-based, and what are you holding on to right now? Because all of us are going to come out of this moment in time anew. This is a initiation into the new, a rebirth. Sagittarius is the recirculation of life after death. And so Sagittarius Moon is here right now to remind us to allow for circulation in the body, to allow us to move things through. It makes me think of Queen of Sagittarius, Tina Turner, which if you're new here, last year we were working on a project called the Zodiac Queens, and we picked a winner for each sign to give us a human manifestation of the archetype in its its highest expression. And so Tina Turner, we know her as this like fiery outward person. The Queen of Rock, she's often called, known for her legs. Sagittarius is the thighs. This is not why she was crowned Queen of Sagittarius. Tina Turner found herself at rock bottom from an abusive relationship. And she came back up on top of the wheel through her ability to commit to her practices, her spiritual practices. She's very dedicated Buddhist chanter in the morning. She would sit for an hour in front of her altar and chant. Okay? This is part of the power of Sagittarius. And through that, she came up on top, and then she wanted to teach these spiritual practices. And so she started building bridges between religions of the world. She grew up Southern Baptist, so she built a bridge between baptism and Buddhism. But then as she expanded out in her life, she started to record albums. There's one album that she has that she takes 30 kids, one kid from a different country, and brings them all together and leads them through a chant, okay? So Sagittarius Moon is asking us to find this spiritual strength, the flame that lives within. So sitting by a candle right now, gazing at a candle is important for us in this last quarter moon phase of Sagittarius here. Finding the flame that lives within, right? Sagittarius is taking us right to the winter solstice when we're looking at the wheel of the year. So it's first connecting to that, finding that spiritual practice that actually allows you to move the body. And I think we'll do a little bit of that here towards the end of our time together. I'm going to share with you some practices I have to move the energy through our body. And this is then starting to build bridges within yourself, build bridges within duality, building bridges between the fear and love that's within you, okay? So Sagittarius is here to teach us a lot right now, and we have a lot more time to be in this moon energy. So we've got Pisces Sun, right? We're consciously aware of universal compassion, of emotion, but the lower form of that, Sun, can also bring existential insight to something. So it's like fear, confusion. So if you're feeling confused right now, that fogginess is actually a window into your intuitive gifts to connect to spirit. Fog is vision. If it's foggy outside, you cannot see what's going on. So you close the eyes and you tune in. So we're talking about fog, right? It's like, I can't see what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. Close your eyes. You don't need to see right now because everything that you need to see is within yourself. If you find yourself spiraling, going through a lot of thoughts, this spiraling is actually also an invitation to go within, and it indicates that you are expanding your consciousness, that you are burning through karma, you are burning through inherited beliefs that are no longer serving you. They're outdated. It's no longer serving us here at this time, in this Aquarian age. If you find yourself feeling isolated or alone right now, this is also a window into your capacity for deep empathy. If you're feeling sad or alone, you're being asked to channel this through a devotional prayer for peace and also to reach out to community in some way. What I feel right now, and when I woke up in the middle of the night around 3 or 4, I've been waking up really super early, but also knowing that I need rest. I'm feeling myself wanting people to come to me and just hug them. I have a few clients in the next few days, and really what I want to be doing with them is just telling them it's going to be okay and offering them a hug. And so we all have the capacity to do this to ourselves. And so this is the energy of the moon too. Moon is our nurturance. Moon is grandmother energy. Moon is self-care. We're all being asked to do that right now. And when it's in Sagittarius, it is self-care that is coming through some sort of fiery spiritual practice, self-care that is coming through your ability to keep the faith, keep the hope alive, and so having the flame there, right? Moons and Tina Turner. Yeah. So a message that's coming through really clearly for us right now too, as we're connecting more deeply with our deeper knowings, with the ancient wisdom of our body, is that whatever is happening for you right now, whatever is arising, is a sign or a clue from the universe about what it is that you are here on this planet to bring. And so I'll share with you, yesterday I gave a reading to a client, and she shared with me that she's started to sing to her plants, that she hasn't noticed her plants in a long time in her space. But since she's a school teacher and school's closed now for the next month for her, that she has had this opportunity to really just like take inventory of her space, and it's brought up a lot for her. But what she found was bringing her comfort was taking better care of her plants and singing to them. And she was kind of laughing at it, but I was saying, no, this is actually your gift here, singing to the plants. And this acts as a metaphor of what this is going to create a shift for all of us, is more intimate connection with nature, more intimate connection with our environment. She's calling out for us. She longs to connect with us as much as we long to connect with her. So really paying attention to the earth realms, to your body, to your health. In my own life, I'm finding myself recording videos now. I never wanted to record videos. That's why I have a podcast. But this period of time, whatever it is that you find yourself stepping into or intuitively gravitating towards, this is a clue from the universe about the evolution of you. But beyond the evolution of you, we're talking about the evolution of us. As Saturn enters Aquarius at the end of this month, as Jupiter enters Aquarius in December of 2020, as Pluto enters Aquarius in 2022, we are just at the beginning of this. I encourage you, if you find yourself coming into the I, the ego, right? The death of the ego, I don't have enough money right now. A lot of people are feeling that. I'm feeling that too. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm gonna keep my job. I don't know if I'm gonna sick. I don't know if I'm gonna lose someone I love. Like all of these thoughts that are coming up, it's okay. No judgment towards them, just listening, because there's a lot of wisdom in there. But the I is what we are learning to drop. It's about we. It's not just you not gonna have enough money, right? It's we, and how are we gonna support each other? It's all about this collective awakening. This is the energy of Aquarius. We're all in this together. And so I'm very mindful of that as an astrologer and as a teacher. And so I'm hoping that this is a shift that I'm gonna be making in my life to support the we too. So there's a lot there. We could just talk about that all day. And we'll continue to talk about it. I'm gonna do another video when the moon enters Capricorn. But for now, we're here. Sun's in Pisces. We've got this Nina Simone energy, deep emotion, universal compassion, confusion, loneliness, heartache, but also the opportunity to channel whatever it is that you're moving through a devotional prayer for peace. And then we've got this Tina Turner moon, this Sagittarius moon here, reminding us of the deeper internal work, the internal flame, keeping the faith, keeping the hope, reaching out to other people from other cultures, staying connected at the world at large. This is all available to us right now. So I'm gonna share with you a little practice that I do to get the flames a-moving inside. I've got Uranus in Sagittarius at the 25th degree, exactly sextile my Aquarius sun at the 25th degree. And I also have Saturn in Sagittarius. So, Sagittarian energy is about connecting to other practices from other parts of the world and then teaching them, sharing them with other people. So, Anadea Judith, the author of Eastern Body, Western Mind, is a Sagittarius. She's my teacher. And she wrote a book, Eastern Body, right? Yoga, chakra system, Western Mind, psychology. Builds a bridge between them by writing a book. Hello, Sagittarius. So think about the things that you've already learned right now. Think about all the practices you have. My yoga and chakra practices are coming really in handy right now. And it's actually yoga that led me to tarot, that led me to astrology. There's always an evolution happening. So whatever it is that you're learning right now is a bridge to the person that you are to become. So the chakra system is a wonderful system for us to tune into. So I'm going to teach you a little move that you can do, a little somatic exercise you can do for each chakra center. So I actually decided to cut the somatic exercises from the audio because I didn't want to bore you. If you are interested in that, again, check out the video on Instagram or on YouTube. Hopefully it will be uploaded soon, and I'll put a link to those in the show notes. And for now, that's all I have for you for this episode. Stay tuned. I will be putting out episodes when Spirit calls, and they'll be more regularly than twice a month, at least for the time being. And so it's an honor to be here with you. Again, you can leave a 5-star review. You can leave some comments in love. Let me know how you're doing out there. Let me know what you love about the show. Comment, that always helps the show. Send this to someone who you think could really benefit from this right now. Send it to your friends, to your family, to your loved ones. And again, sign up for the newsletter. I'll have some information in there about readings and discounts. And also, if you are really wanting to start to use astrology in your life as a tool to activate and awaken the higher self and these parts of yourself that are longing to be expressed, if you feel really passionate about using astrology as we enter into the Aquarian age as a tool to help usher in the new, then the Black Moon Lilith course that's coming out, the workshop on the Aries new moon, would be a really great download for you. So Black Moon Lilith is a placement in our chart that represents anything that has been repressed by our modern patriarchal society. And so that's a lot of themes. We go into them. We talk about Black Moon Lilith's importance for this Aries new moon that is coming up on March 24th. The sun, the moon, and Chiron will all be lining up together in Aries at the 4th degree. Chiron is the wounded healer. So there could be a lot of wounds that happen on this date, but also a lot of healing, particularly as it relates to the self, to the identity, Aries, to our very pioneering nature. It's also wounds to the parts of us that have been repressed, Black Moon Lilith. And so we have the opportunity on this Aries new moon coming up to unleash ourselves from the binds of the patriarchy through our healing. So it's some powerful time, and we can feel the waning crescent, the invitation to go inward as we come into this new. Aries is about new life. And so I'll update you on that when we have our little Aries new moon episode. But for now, take sweet care, cousins, and remember, deep breaths.